Starting again. My neighbor came by to talk to me, so I had to stop. But you might be able to see the fish. They're down low there. Anyway, behind the pond, there's little sedums in the rocks. There's lily pads that haven't come up yet. Some cattails in that pool up above. Bearded iris. This here funny little leaf, that's from a bloodroot. It has a little white flower, and it's a root that was used by Native Americans for medicinal purposes. It's an astringent. The tuber in the ground, if you break it open, it releases a bright red sap, and which is really good for medicinal uses. I'm not sure exactly what kind. Over here I've got a couple of little blueberries in here. Blueberries, strawberry, sedums, some more phlox, another blueberry, purple hyacinth, blueberry, a little rock garden here. This one, I built a little underneath that rock behind the fern. There's a tunnel, so chipmunks or mice or whatever can use this for a few various plants. This bloodroot leaf is much bigger and back here. These big, interesting looking leaves on that. Behind the pond, here's that little, so I've got some filtration and water pump tubes that come through down the stream and it flows back to the pool. And behind the garden is my compost piles. Here I've got another type of yarrow, which has a really bright yellow flower when it comes up. So we'll see this later in the summer. I'll do another video. These are, there's no grass here, mixed in with my herbs. I'm trying to get the grass out. These are garlic chives. And these are just regular chives. And there's another potato plant. This one's a little bigger. It started earlier. These chives, the flowers are just starting to come out. Nice little pink flowers in the chives. Big mass of garlic here. There's, behind the garlic is a little lavender bush and a strawberry and a section of another section of phlox plants there. This is my neighbor's wife made this little bird bath in this rock garden, and she used a huge leaf from a rhubarb plant and made a concrete mold of that leaf and curved it in order. So the way she did it is she made a mound of sand, put the rhubarb leaf on it, and then placed concrete over the rhubarb leaf, and it came out with that beautiful pattern. So that was a very interesting project. And some dark sedum. This is thyme growing around the edges. Okay, here's the most recent work I've been doing in the garden. A couple of new raised beds, and they're nice and deep. Those are 12-inch boards in here. And this section I enclosed with some rabbit fencing, because we do have woodchucks and rabbits around here. Come in. And so this is the rice paddy project. So I made a little water feature here. So the center section is a sump, and it's a 40-gallon horse trough, animal water trough. And I put a water pump in there. And then the hose from the water pump comes up and it splits into two directions. One comes up across this pool on the far side of the brick wall. Inside I put bricks, so the water's pouring into a section that's just deep water. And in between that row of bricks and this row of bricks, I filled it with soil. So that's all mud. A little bit of duckweed floating, but in here you can see it's all filled up with a nice rich mud, and that's where we'll plant the rice once it gets tall. The water returns here. So the bricks act to hold the mud back here, nice deep water around it, and so the mud stays in the rice paddy instead of flowing back into the pool. And then over here there's just a smaller plastic shell, and the water that is pumped back split. So one hose comes out here, and that's full of mud also. And then around these just cattails inside the pool, garlic behind it, over in front, little stone terrace walls, strawberries and sedum, and an allium behind it, and a flower pot full of strawberries, some daisy behind there. So I just put in a bunch of extra plants around these to make it look nice. So we'll see how this comes out. I'll videotape this all again in another month when everything's growing. I'll make a tape of actually planting the rice. So this is very small. You see, it's only about 5 square feet of rice paddy. And I'll grow about a dozen rice plants. But the purpose of this is just to demonstrate that I'm capable of growing rice in my garden. I could scale this up much larger, build a huge rice paddy, but this is just a little model, a little scale model, big enough to actually grow some rice. And instead of eating the seed, I'll save the seeds growed from those plants in order to replant again next year. So I hope you enjoyed the garden tour. And here's a neighbor's dog, curious, coming out to see us. Come here. Are you ready? Right there. Let's see if those fish are active. If you come up slow, sometimes you can see them. It's really hard to get a good view with the glare from the sky. There's 2 really light colored ones and 1 dark one. The dog likes attention. Let's see if we can feed the fish one more time, see if they come up. Yeah, a little skittish, but they're there. But if we sit still, we can watch them. Come over here to the bench. why he went to the far end of the pond. I'm going to turn the camera off and just sit here for a while. There, he came back. Food will get them up to the surface here again. There's the dark one, up out of the water. Well, thanks for visiting my gardens and my koi pond. Stay tuned for more videos.